Hello, Australia. This is Chip Z Nuff, and I'm talking with Kris today from Heavy about our upcoming shows and part of the Glam Fest. I can't wait to get out there.
And we can't wait to have you back out here either, mate. It was such a pleasure last time. So, as you say, Enuff Z Nuff are returning to Australia later this month as part of Glam Fest 2023, starting in Brisbane on January the 25th, before going through Melbourne and Adelaide and finishing up in Sydney on January the 28th. So, you're looking forward to coming back, bro?
I'll tell you, Kris, I'm really looking forward to Australia. That Glam Fest 2023 is really shaping up to be something that's absolutely massive. It's not your actual stadium tours where you're out there and you have to pay $200-$300 to see some of your favorite MTV bands. You get them all for a nice price, and they're all coming from North America and around the country. Faster Pussycat, fantastic live. I did a tour with them last year. It was absolutely incredible. Every show completely sold out. Got Pretty Boy Floyd, Eclipse. Can't wait to see my buddy Wednesday the 13th. Tuff will be out there, my old friend Stevie. It's a Brinks truck full of bands, and it's from all around the country getting together and celebrating hard rock and heavy metal. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. I think it all starts off fairly early, the 25th of January. So we'll be in Brisbane a little bit early. We're going to walk around the city and hang out and burn the candle at both ends. It should be great.
Awesome. So the last time you were here was at the very start of COVID, bro. And from what I can remember, you guys were pretty fortunate to get out and get home in time. Is that right?
Hey, last time we were in Australia was in February 20th. And I remember picking up a newspaper at a restaurant. I never read the paper, okay? I breeze through it once in a great while here in the States, but never up in other countries. And it said the Prime Minister of Transportation in England says, if you're a foreigner, don't come here. And we were on a major tour. We started off in Australia, and we were going to work our way through England and then come back after the UK and do Italy and Spain and France. All got shut down. We barely made it home on time. As a matter of fact, when Enuff Z Nuff flew back to the States, I remember on the news, it was on the news where the president was saying we're shutting down the borders. It was incredible. We did 7 shows on that tour, and it was with Winger, too. Those cats were great. I love Kip Winger. And they were all very well attended. We thought, well, we ever get a chance to come back here again? Well, we said prayers and they've come true. We're coming back.
So I suppose the question remains then, bro, what natural disaster are you going to bring with you this time then?
What national disaster are we bringing with us this time? It's hard rock and heavy metal. No rules, no regulations, exposed to all those warts and tattoos that we carry as a band. You know, Enuff Z Nuff has 20 albums out. Who'd ever think that a band of our magnitude, what we've done through our career, would last this long? It's been an absolute miracle. And those other groups all are putting brand new records out too. Faster Pussycat's got a new album out on the horizon, as a matter of fact. So it's really celebrating old and new together. What once was old is now new again. If it's 20 years old, it's new. As far as I'm concerned, this is going to be an incredible tour with the Pussycat guys. Also, I can't say enough about Pretty Boy Floyd and Eclipse. They've been out there touring for a long time. These are formidable bands. I've got some great stories to tell, but I perhaps will save them for when I'm on stage.
True, I suppose we've got to leave you something to say between songs, don't we? So you mentioned all of those great bands, man. Like you say, you got Faster Pussycat, Wednesday 13, Eclipse, Pretty Boy Floyd, and a host of local bands. But who out of all of them are you most looking forward to playing with, and why?
Looking forward to seeing the Faster Pussycat guys once again. I just talked to Tammy on the phone. He had a great tour last year where they were out with Cinderella and Tom Kiefer. I thought that was fabulous. And LA Guns as well. It's a great package tour. Tried to get on that one, just couldn't put it to bed. But I did talk to Tammy. The new record's coming out, and it's out now, the first single, and he wants to play, and he loves Australia beyond belief. We're going to go out, hit some restaurants, go to a boutique shop and find some leather bags. He's one of those guys. He likes to find small little trinkets around the country and bring them back home with him. So I think we'll have a lot of fun traveling around in Oscar Mayer Wiener wagon, checking out that beautiful country.
Now, I say this with all due respect, mate, because Wednesday 13 is fantastic. I love him in the Murder Dolls, love their music. But do you think it's a bit of a surprise to see someone like him on a festival called Glam Fest?
I'll tell you, Wednesday the 13th is a bit of a surprise to be on the Glam Fest. I'm not sure he's glam. I think he's a little bit of everything. He's a pop, alternative, new wave, old wave, tidal wave. That guy's a real chameleon. I remember hanging out with him over at the Whiskey A Go-Go and we shared a little bit of a late dinner together and a couple of drinky poos. Basically, it was loudmouth soup. He had beautiful drum around him. He's got a great fan base, and he's a big Enuff Snuff fan. I had no idea. I met his chick. She works at some bowling alley out in Los Angeles called Lucky Strike. And boy, she wears her boots well. Good looking. Gosh, what a goddess.
Hey, aren't they always, mate? Aren't they always? So it's a quick run of shows, mate, for GlamFest. There's 4 shows in 4 days. So are you guys going to be hanging around and doing any side shows?
Yeah, Kris, it's 4 shows in 4 days, although we will be out there 1 day early, of course, because we want to get our legs together because it's a long flight, 20 hours flying from Florida. We're on a big major tour with a few different bands, most notably Midnight Devils. And after that run, I think we hook up with Styx and Tesla and Extreme, 38 Special, and Quiet Riot, Adler from Guns N' Roses, a bunch of bands on a big festival called Key West Fest. And then from there, we'll fly out of Miami. And it'll take about 20 hours to get there. So it's 4 shows in 4 days, yeah, but we'll actually be out there about 6 days. So we're looking forward to a long run out there. If we could stay longer, we would. It was Silverback Touring. They've been good. I tell you, it's great promoters. Maybe they'll let us stay for a couple extra days and we can go hunting for koala bears.
Nothing wrong with hunting koala bears, mate, but when you get their dangerous cousins, the old Australian native drop bear, that's when you got to watch out. So, as you say, man, it's been a couple of years since you've been here. So what's actually changed with Enuff Z Nuff since the last time you came out?
You asked me what has changed with Enuff Z Nuff since the last time we were here. Not much. Band is tighter than a frog's ass, that's for sure. We just got off tour with Dead Daisies, and then we were out in England with Skid Row. So the band is running on all cylinders. We do have a brand new record out, though. It's on Frontiers. It's called Finer Than Sin. Got Dax Nielsen from Cheap Trick playing drums on a few tracks. It's just pretty cool. And it'll be our 20th release, okay? 20 records we have out. Son, what an incredible feat. I don't want to sound unmodest, but I'm certainly proud of what we've left so far. And I think there's a little more music on the horizon. Perhaps 2023 we'll put a brand new record out.
20 albums, mate. That's a phenomenal achievement. Well done. So after all this time, man, like how's the fan response been to the latest album, Finer Than Sin?
Yeah, the new record, Finer Than Sin, has been wonderful. Great response to it as well. Fans have spoken. You know, it's in this day and age where there's too much prog, not enough demand. It's very difficult for all the bands out there to maneuver and to find, to navigate their ways through what's going on in the world. But we put these records out there. I'm told this from the record companies. If you sell 10,000 units, that's like selling 100,000 records nowadays. I know we get a lot of streams on Spotify and Deezer, and the iTunes sells the records, and we've done well there. But not a lot of radio airplay, except for my radio station. I'm on the Monsters of Rock on the Dash Radio Network. Anybody wants to get that, it's real simple. DashRadio.com, download the app. You got a Brinks truck full of guys. Rudy Sarzo's got his own program on there. Ryan Roxy's on our program every single week. Claudia Comedy, Carrie Stevens from Playboy's on there. Harlan Hendrickson, myself. It's a potpourri of wonderful artists that are behind the microphone every single day. It's 90,000 songs we pick from. It's commercial free. Snoop Dogg's got his own program. Be Real from Cypress Hill. Kylie Jenner's got her own program. It's curated by some cool guys, DJ Ski and another cat named Jason Flom, who used to be with Atlantic Records. So it's really good people that are running the show, and it's really a station that's celebrating hard rock and heavy metal, A through Z, the whole alphabet. You want to check it out. It's really good. And, of course, we have 40 syndications as well around the country where terrestrial radio plays us as pretty much every single week. I see a station it's something that's new and innovative and fresh. And more importantly, it's commercial free, no politics, no nothing. It's just nothing but music. And that's what we all want to hear anyway.
Finer Than Sin was your 4th album as lead vocalist, mate. So do you think that you've settled into the role a bit more now as time goes on?
I'll tell you, Kris, at first it was very challenging to get in there and front the band. Donnie V, wonderful singer all those years. He's a great brother who's a wonderful songwriter. Can't say one bad thing. I just a fabulous talent. But when he left the band in 2013, he said to me, if you're going to continue on, you should sing the songs at least people know when you step up on stage. It's Enuff's Enough. I appreciate the endorsement, and I think I wear this dress well. We got 4 albums out right now in the last 5 albums, actually, in the last 4 years. We've certainly had a wonderful output when it comes to material. And, you just put your best foot forward out there. Don't give up, folks. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And we just make records. That's what we do. And we put songs out there and we look at what's happening on the horizon. There's plenty of fodder and subject matter to write about. Got a terrific band. Tori Stoff Reagan playing guitar. He's been with me 15 years. Daniel Benjamin Hill on drums, solid as a rock. And we have a rock solid guitar player, and Jason Herman. He's from Wisconsin. He plays also in a band called Nelson. I think it's a formidable team. I'm really happy with what we're doing right now, and I'm looking forward to more music and more tours around the country.
So back when the decision was made to have you actually step up and take over lead vocals duties, mate, was that a hard decision for you to make, or did you just sort of go, oh, well, let's have a crack?
I'll tell you, Kris, it was very difficult in the very beginning, but I'm very happy I found my way. The band sounds solid as a rock. I got Tori Stoff Reagan playing guitar with us. He's been with me for at least 15 years. Daniel Benjamin Hill playing drums. Jason Herman playing guitar. He used to play with a band called Nelson. It's a rock solid band. We're moving forward every single day, writing new songs, touring around the country, getting tighter and tighter. That's what I do for a living. And, Rick Nielsen said it best. We're not all built to do this, but the ones that are, go do it. And that's what I'm going to listen to my big brother, Rick Nielsen. It's a great band. And I get a chance to make records and tour around the countries and add a cherry on the top of that cake. But more importantly, to be able to go to places like Australia, that's a miracle right there. And I'm just grateful. One of my favorite countries. I love the wine. I love their women. I love their food. And more importantly, I love hanging out, burn the candle at both ends. And Australia knows exactly what they're doing when it comes to that.
That we do, my friend. That we do indeed. So going back, man, Enuff's Enough formed back in 1984. So what was the musical climate like back then that gave birth to the band, and where did you initially fit in?
I'd like to believe we're one of those bands that has timeless material and has been around for quite a long time, because you can't really pinpoint what we do. It's pop, it's rock, it's alternative, it's heavy metal. I think it's a potpourri of all the good stuff that's what music is all about. And we certainly have our own timbre when it comes to songs and what we do for a living. And we're influenced by tons of different bands. When growing up as a kid, I listened to Zeppelin and Queen and T-Rex and Mott the Hoople and David Bowie, Squeeze, and of course in North America there's the Cheap Trick and the Aerosmiths. We love those bands, but there's just so many influences that we have that we carry, and I like to think that Enuff Z Nuff carries its own sound at the end of the day, and I'm real proud of the landscape that we're a part of.
So speaking of that landscape, mate, the music world and the music landscape has changed many times since the band started, bro. So have Enuff Z Nuff changed to suit with that, or have you guys more kept to your own path?
It's a different game right now. Everybody's got studios in their houses and they can make records and garage band, and there's a lot. It's very rare to find a band that gets into the studio and can record it and go on 2-inch tape and track analog and play live in the studio. It's very rare to find that. I think we're in a different day and age right now. There's all kinds of different ways to make records. It's changing all the time. It's a whole different landscape. Last year we put out the Rock Hard, it's called Hard Rock Night record, which is an interpretation of Beatles songs. And that was challenging beyond belief, but it did very well for us. And then the record company, Frontiers, said, well, we want a few more records. So we put out Brainwashed Generation, and I put out my solo record, Perfectly Imperfect, which features Joe Hoekstra from Whitesnake, along with Dax Nielsen from Cheap Trick, and countless other cats on there. Daniel Benjamin Hill actually played some string arrangements and some drums on that record as well. And that did so good for us. And the label goes, give us another record. And now here we are. putting out Finer Than Sin, are 4 records in less than a year and a half. It's incredible the output this band has come up with when it comes to material. But you know what? The fans are embracing it. I'm happy that we're doing well, and I can't wait to get over to Australia to play these shows, because I think they're going to be absolutely incredible, where the fans are going to come out and see bands live in concert all together, like 10 bands. That's ridiculous. These guys over at Silvertide know exactly what they're doing, and from there we'll take it and we'll move on forward and see, maybe perhaps we'll get a chance to come back and play some of the newer stuff on the next tour over in Australia.
I'm glad that you mentioned the Beatles tribute album, actually, mate. Like, Hard Rock Night did come out, and it's a bit of a passion of love, I guess, for you. Like, you're a massive Beatles fan. It's something you've been wanting to do for a long time. So how was it, man? And how did the fans actually take to the album?
From what I hear, a lot of the people out there have said that this is one of their favorite cover records they've ever heard. I believe that it's one of my favorite records because it's Beatles songs, and you can't go wrong with any of that catalog. Lennon, McCartney, terrific writers. So was Harrison, and Ringo Starr came up with great songs as well. But that Beatle record was basically songs from 1967 through 1970. And it was right before they broke up. They were doing drugs. They were experimenting with everything. They were having problems because there's a lot of money that was there. It was very difficult for that band to navigate in those times. But the songs are incendiary. They're timeless, and I'm just grateful I got a chance to play and record those songs with their permission and put them out there for people to hear a reinterpretation of Beatles songs. And you'll hear those songs in this set, by the way. We'll be playing quite a few of those on this glam tour over in Australia.
You guys never seem to slow down, mate. There always seems to be something on the go for you. So what's next for Enuff Z Nuff after GlamFest?
Well, Kris, what's next for Enuff Z Nuff in 2023? I'd say perhaps another tour through North America. I know in September we're going back to the UK and doing some stuff. We have a live record that we're working on right now, live at the Whiskey A Go Go. That'll be fantastic. Can't wait to get that out there. No sequencers, no tapes, no guys backstage, no synthesizers. The band rocking live in front of a sold-out crowd, the Whiskey A Go Go. Fantastic. I always want to put a whiskey record out because so many of my favorite bands and colleagues have put records out from there. It's an historical venue. And then maybe we'll follow it up with a studio record sometime this year as well. We'll have to see. Only time will tell. But I'm hoping that first and foremost, we get out there and play some shows and get a chance to showcase what we're doing right now, which is old music and new music all mixed together, a big potpourri of hard rock and metal. And I'll see you in Australia, bro. It's going to be a wonderful time. Brisbane the first day. That's going to be incredible. 25, 26, 27, 28. No days off. Who cares who drives the bus? Let's get to the picnic, bro. Thank you.
No, thank you, Chip, for a great interview once more, mate. Really looking forward to seeing you guys when you come out here. So take a rest, mate, and we'll see you soon.